The rise and fall of Adolf Hitler. The path to power. Adolf Hitler was born in Austria in 1889. He had a troubled childhood and was twice rejected from art school. After serving as a soldier in World War I, he grew resentful of Germany's defeat and the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles, which forced Germany to accept blame for the war and suffer economic ruin. In the early 1920s, Hitler joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, Nazi Party, and quickly became its leader. He was a charismatic speaker who used propaganda to spread hate, blaming Jews, Yehudis, for Germany's economic struggles and political instability. In 1923, he attempted to overthrow the German government in the failed beer hall putsch and was imprisoned. During his time in jail, he wrote Mein Kampf, My Struggle, a book outlining his extremist beliefs and plans for Germany. The Great Depression of 1929 made life even harder for Germans, and desperate for change, they turned to Hitler, who promised to restore the nation's glory. In 1933, he was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Soon after, he transformed the country into a totalitarian dictatorship, eliminating all opposition and securing absolute power. The Holocaust, the mass murder of Jews. Hitler believed in the idea of a pure Aryan race and saw Jews as an enemy. He falsely claimed they were responsible for Germany's economic problems and loss in World War I. His anti-Semitic propaganda convinced many Germans to support his policies of discrimination and persecution. After World War II began in 1939, Hitler ordered the mass extermination of Jews and other groups he considered undesirable, including Romani people, disabled individuals, and political opponents. This led to the Holocaust, one of the darkest chapters in human history. Over 6 million Jews were murdered in Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Dachau. The Nazis used gas chambers, forced labor, starvation, and brutal medical experiments to carry out their genocide. For years, much of the world remained unaware of the full scale of these atrocities. When Allied forces liberated the concentration camps in 1945, the horrors of the Holocaust were finally exposed. The fall of Hitler. By 1945, Germany was losing the war. The Soviet Union, the United States, the United Kingdom, and their allies were closing in on Berlin. Refusing to surrender, Hitler retreated into an underground bunker in the city. On April 30th, 1945, realizing his defeat was inevitable, Hitler took his own life. Soon after, Germany surrendered and World War II came to an end. His death marked the collapse of the Nazi regime, but the scars of his crimes would never be forgotten. How does someone become powerful? Hitler gained power by manipulating people's fears and emotions. He used propaganda, lies, and intimidation to control the masses. However, true power comes from leadership that uplifts and unites people, not from spreading hatred. Great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Martin Luther King Jr. gained power through courage, wisdom, and a vision of peace. They inspired positive change rather than destruction. While Hitler held power for a time, his reign ended in ruin, and history remembers him not as a hero, but as a tyrant. True power is not about domination. It is about creating a better world for all.